Okay, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Camo Demon 78, or welcome to Camo Demon 78 if you're finding this video. So today, what I want to be talking about is some Snowrunner startup guides, tricks, and basic information. So, the very first important thing to note when starting out a new game in Snowrunner is this is the starter truck you will have at your disposal to use. The game automatically gives it to you, you get it for free, and matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you get a second copy of this truck for free in Smithville Dam, which is the second map to the starting region of Michigan, where you start out in. The main map that you start out is Black River, Michigan, which we'll cover a little bit later on in this startup tutorial guide. Things to note, the truck will be completely stock as is, so if you can see down here where it says power to weight, durability, fuel consumption, fuel capacity, and all that stuff, that's basically what you will be receiving in the truck when you start out a new game. Now, you will be able to unlock upgrades and accessories for it later on, the more you play. But just keep in mind, when you start out, the truck is going to be stock again, like I said. So, with that being said, don't let the stock portion of this truck deter you from any portion of the gameplay whatsoever, because it's going to be hard. It is going to be a little bit challenging, even if you have it set to easy mode on the regular brand new game mode for Snowrunner that is already set. Also, with that being said, the truck that you will get in the tutorial is the GMC MH9500. Now, this truck is also stock, but this truck has a little bit better stock settings to it. This is only because it is a work truck and it is designed to haul around your equipment with sideboard bed that you get, which when you find it in the tutorial, this is how the truck will look. It will have this bed on it. And the tutorial will also help you go through completing some of the first missions that it has you do for the startup guide for starting a new game, which, again, I say, we'll cover that later when I go through and run a quick tutorial on how to get started playing out a new game in Snowrunner. Now, as for starter trucks in the Michigan-based region, right outside the first garage you find, you will then get, trying to find where it is, yeah, right here. You will then get this heavy-duty Fleet Star F2070A. Now, this, again, all these trucks are stock. It is going to take a little bit to get all the upgrades for them, because you will need to drive around the map and basically collect them all, because there's upgrade locations all scattered throughout the maps. There's watchtowers all scattered throughout the maps. The watchtowers, what they are, quick little rundown for new players. Watchtowers are what open up your map. Your map starts out as it's covered up. It's all covered with whatever they programmed into the game. It's just nothing but darkness, black in color. That's how they have it set. So it makes the game a little bit more fun. You get to go exploring, you get to go drive around, and there's roads, there's trails, there's mud, there's water, there's all sorts of different types of terrain you can conquer. There's rocks that are scattered throughout the roads. There's hills, mountains, snow in some maps, like the Alaska region, for example. Okay, so on your home screen of Snowrunner, it's going to look like this. The continue option, if you're a new player, is probably going to be grayed out or probably not accessible at all, like it won't show on the screen. So what you would do is you would click new game, and then for the concept of this video, we're just going to do new campaign, and then you would select your slot where you want to have your save game put. My slot 1 is filled up right now with my current save file, so for this demonstration, I'm just going to put it in slot 2, which it doesn't really matter what slot it goes into as long as you pick one. So to do the tutorial, all you have to do is just read all the stuff on your screen. It says, "Welcome to Michigan. Thank you for joining our recovery and maintenance effort after the devastating flood. We need all help available to repair the bridge that collapsed. It's our only link to the other side of the river." And then basically all you got to do is just follow the checks that are on your screen, and basically that's going to help you do the tutorial. Follow all the prompts on your screen, and just drive like normal. If you want to engage your all-wheel drive, all you need to do, again, is just follow all the on-screen stuff, or if you prefer to hear me say it, all you do is you hold left bumper down, and then you click X to engage it, or hold left bumper down and click X to disengage it. For this portion of the tutorial, at least, you probably just want to keep your truck in automatic, so that way, you know, you're not confusing yourself with what any of the gears mean. And just drive down this road. At this point, if you want to get to the road and take all-wheel drive off, you're completely free to do so. The game does not limit you. Oh. See, I'm already wrong about the tutorial. It's been a while. But, okay. That's fine. So, all you need to do is, again, like I've stated, just follow all your on-screen prompts. Read them thoroughly, and you'll be fine, completely good to go. While we're driving down to the actual objective, a quick little thing to know. If you at all are ever going to be playing co-op with a friend, keep in mind, yeah, again guys, just, like I said, read all your on-screen information and you'll be good to go. Yeah, again, like I said, co-op, if you're ever going to be playing with a friend. Now, I know personally that Xbox has this problem, being that that's where I play. I don't know about PlayStation, haven't really researched about it, but I personally know that I was experiencing it for a while. I know, based on research with the Xbox that I did, other players were dealing with it. There was a problem with multiplayer not working, and at one point the whole game itself not working. All that has been fixed. However, there still can be a bug with co-op gameplay. So that means when you have like a spare roof rack or spare truck bed with parts and fuel, what will happen, or what could potentially happen, is when you go to refuel off your spare fuel cans or spare fuel reserve that you have on your vehicle, you can fill it back up, you could fill your tank back up with that, but the game could possibly lag out and basically continue to tell you that your reserve cans or your spare fuel in your vehicle that you bring with you is still full. try to keep in mind when you've used it if you've experienced this problem, because if not, if you continue to use even after you've already filled up your tanks once, the game could go into what you call a memory leak, which has to do with the capabilities of your RAM, basically how things load and, you know, stuff like that. Basically what will happen in the end, to sum it up, is it will cause the game to crash and it will kick you to the Xbox dashboard. So this is what it will look like when you drive up to a watchtower. This will only pop up the first time during the tutorial. When reading this, there's a little launch observation button. It just does a little fancy little cinematic scene if that's what you want to experience with all your watchtowers, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Now all you need to do is just drive forward down this hill, and you can go any which way you want. You can try to avoid this mud pit, you can go right through it. It just all really depends on what you want to do. Then once you get down here, you're going to take a left right here at the lumber mill. You're going to follow this path for a little bit, not long, and then you're going to find this little path to your left. You're going to go up this small hill, and you're just going to complete the task that it's having you do, called Find the Truck. You will now discover the truck. So now this truck is now yours. It is completely free, and it is in your fleet. So at this point, with the up D-pad to bring up the functions menu, it would be best to stop your engine, so that way you're not burning fuel, even though it idles very, very low when you're just sitting there doing nothing. Still, it's a good idea to conserve as much fuel as you need. You can put the handbrake on with the right bumper if you want. It's not really needed. The truck's not going to roll anywhere. But now, it's going to have you change trucks, which, again, with the functions menu, up D-pad, click on the function that says change truck, and then it will highlight, as you can see, to select that truck that you want to change to. Click your A button, or if you're on PlayStation, click your X button, because the controls are very much similar between both consoles. There's not a whole lot that's different. Basically now what they're going to have you do is, again, follow all your on-screen instructions that will help you complete the tutorial. They're going to have you do the Steel River Township contract, which is going to get this bridge built. You're going to need to bring 1 metal beam and 2 planks. Activate that, and now you're tracking it in your top right corner. So now all you need to do is just keep reading all your on-screen instructions, and then you can set off. This truck is going to be very difficult to use as it has no all-wheel drive and no differential lock. So for this portion of the tutorial, it's best to try to stay out of the mud as much as possible. To keep it simple and to give a little tutorial bypass for new players, basically just drive up to the lumber mill here and just get your wooden planks. I know it says to deliver metal beams first, but trust me on this, this is going to be very helpful for you. Just get the wooden planks now. So you're going to need 2 wooden planks. Right there, we just put one cargo of wooden planks in our truck bed, and now when we load it again, that now put a second cargo of wooden planks into our truck bed. So now when it comes to the gearbox, you can hit the left trigger to automatically put the truck into reverse, or if you want to get more manual-like and more realistic, you can hold the left bumper to activate the gearbox and then use your right joystick to shift down into reverse. Now, when you go into reverse, you actually hit your right trigger that is normally your main accelerator, and now it acts as a real truck. And then, in this case, your left trigger will now act as the brake only. So now that we've got our wooden planks in the truck bed, this is actually a little helpful thing because that's going to act as weight and that's going to act as extra help for getting grip, especially when going up this hill. So now just proceed up this hill and go to the objective to get your metal beams. It's much faster to bypass the tutorial this way, and plus also you don't have to backtrack, which in this game I highly recommend trying to avoid. Otherwise you're going to find yourself running into constant problems left and right. Once you get up here, this portion of the road, take a left. Now, at this point, you can start going any which way you choose. I'm going to go this way just to keep things simple. And now, once you get here, this is a little cheater idea you can do, which I also highly recommend doing this. Basically, what we're going to do is you're going to want to attach this trailer right here. Now, this may be a little bit confusing, being that it already has cargo in it, but I can tell you right now, just doing this method is going to be a lot faster and a lot more simple. So, using the functions menu again, when you get in position to get close enough to it, in your functions menu, you should see this button that says attach trailer with it highlighted in the yellow. If you do not see attach trailer, then either you are not close enough or you still need to get a little bit closer to it. Now, if you do feel like you're close enough and the attach trailer button is there, but it says you are not close enough, then you just need to reposition to get closer. So, to attach trailer, all you need to do is get close enough to it, click it to attach, and now it automatically attaches and your trailer is equipped. So now, what you would need to do, being that you have cargo in the trailer, to make this tutorial a lot simpler, bring your D-pad functions menu up again, scroll down and click remove cargo. Now this is where you need to be very careful, because it is going to give you a selection based target. So the highlighted white X is what's going to be targeted for removal if you click A to remove it. So we don't want to get rid of the wooden planks because we need those. So what you want to do is scroll over to your trailer and highlight the bricks or whatever they are. It looks like bricks. And click remove selected. That gets rid of it altogether. And then same thing with the box that's in the trailer. Click remove selected, and now the trailer is empty and ready for use. So at this point, all you need to do is just get your truck turned and drive in to the town storage square right here, which is this little yellow line that's going around in a square. Click on X for cargo management, and now it says metal beams, loading cargo. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to load these into the trailer. So in order to do that, right now it has it selected to load into the truck. But our truck has the the wooden planks in them. So use any of your bumpers and switch that over to the trailer. It will now pop up to have it load into the trailer, and all you have to do is click A to load that into the trailer, and you're good to go. And now all you do is you just take all your cargo, and then you just drive back to the old bridge here, and basically once that's done, you will then have completed that task. And at this point, I will fast forward so that way there's not a whole lot of driving or unnecessary video. Okay, so once you come up on the old bridge to deliver your cargo, all you need to do is just drive into the delivery square, and now you have cargo management on your screen. So what you'll do is click X for cargo management. It's going to have you unload the metal beams first. So all you need to do is just click A for unload, or if you're on PlayStation, X for unload as well. It's going to give you a little nice cinematic cutscene. And at that point, that stage is going to be completed. Now is where we can deliver the wooden planks. So at this point, normally this is where you would backtrack, but like I said, backtracking in this video game is not something you're going to want to do, especially considering this video game can be very time consuming. So again, cargo management, click X or click square for PlayStation. Wooden planks, now what we do is same thing, unload them. It's going to unload them one at a time, being that they take up one cargo slot. Unload your second piece of cargo. It's going to finish off the bridge with its cutscene. At this point, you will probably reach rank 2, and it will tell you new driver rank unlocked, and you can read all that on screen when playing in game. Your contract is complete. You've earned player profile rewards to level up your trucking profile, and you've also earned money. Progression, like it says, every contract completed will earn you money and experience points for your trucker profile. The bridge is now repaired. We can go find the garage. So now all you gotta do is, it's very simple. Come up to this fork in the road. Right here, you're gonna see a sign that says garage and gas. Garage to the right. That's obviously where you're gonna go. So basically all you gotta do is just continue following that road. You're not gonna turn off anywhere, and the garage is basically gonna be like, it's hard to see, so yeah, the garage is gonna be right over there. And again, I will fast forward so that way there's not a whole lot of unnecessary driving in a video. Okay, quick little side note. This section of road right here that's very muddy, that's just not that far ahead from that sign I was just talking about, you could potentially get stuck here. So also, with having the trailer on hand for us, here is a little tip and trick I've learned over the years of playing Snowrunner, and Mudrunner at that too. So what you could do is, in your functions menu, with the winch option, do a manual winch point. Scroll all the way back to one of the rear winch points on the trailer. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a solid tree. What that means is like one of the bigger ones. So bring the highlight. So you see how that highlight option is now going back and forth between these two? That little skinny tree is not going to hold. That will break out of the ground. You would want a tree like this. So all you got to do now is click A or X on PlayStation. So now your winch point is attached. And then all you do is push your accelerator in, and then you can also winch forward. This is going to act kind of as like a little extra help to give you pushed up onto solid ground. This little bit of water over the road here, do not be fooled by it. It is shallow. Literally, as you can see driving through it, it doesn't even come up to the rim on the truck. It's literally just a little bit of water sitting on top of the road. Now, when you get to the garage here, basically at this point, you can take your trailer and just drop it anywhere. It doesn't matter. This is your lot. You could store all your trailers and whatever you want to use. If you want to pull your trucks out, you can store them anywhere here. So I'm just going to drop this trailer right here for right now. Now, driving up to the garage, we're going to see this upgrade. This garage discovered screen will pop up on your screen while you play. This is going to tell you new truck discovered. You just gained 100 experience points, and you also discovered the upgrade location that is sitting here. So all you do is, sitting in this little square, is click X to get your upgrade. The upgrade is an engageable all-wheel drive, and it is for the Fleetstar F2070A, which is that truck that is sitting right there that we just discovered. So now all you do is you just drive into the garage square. It's going to tell you contract complete, and now you are free to move into the garage. Again, just follow all your on-screen prompts and the tutorial will go by smoothly. Next, what the game is going to tell you to do is it's going to tell you to travel. At this point, you have one of two options. Either you can take just the GMC, or if you've gathered your trucks or want to gather your trucks, there is a very simple way to do it. Click the local map button, which is the button just under the Xbox button, or on PlayStation, basically the button that's opposite your regular pause button. Okay, so it's not going to let me do that, so basically what you have to do is just travel to Alaska. So all you're going to want to do is just switch over to Alaska and click Move to Garage. So if you move over to Alaska and the traveling icon says, it comes up and it says your garage is empty, it is because your vehicle will still be in the storage. Go to the truck storage to see how it works. So if you've bought Snowrunner and you have any DLC trucks, they will be in here just like this. And now, for example, I'm just going to take out one of these just to simply complete the tutorial. I'll take out this Jeep right here. And then basically from there, all you do is you just exit the garage in Alaska. It now says, welcome to Alaska. Now you know the basics of the game. It's up to you to scout, accept contracts, upgrade or buy new vehicles, and conquer the wilderness. If you press down D-pad, this is going to bring up your driver profile. And in this case, you can see all your stats for your console's account or just your own personal account. And I do believe the same thing goes for PC as well. You've got all your contract tabs, which is this is pretty much a one-stop place to manage and track all of this stuff. Or if you're a little bit more old schooly, like from back in 2020 when Snowrunner originally released, like myself, I like to use the map just to deal with all my contracts and my tasks. This truck section in your player profile, I cannot stress how very useful this section is. I only just noticed it a year ago because I never really bothered with the player profile, but this section is very useful because it will tell you if you have any trucks or vehicles that you have not claimed yet that are free in game that all you got to do is discover, or if you forgot where any of your vehicles are when you last used them. This section will tell you where they are. Like, for example, the Jeep Wrangler that I'm using that's highlighted, I'm in Northport. It says that it's in Northport, Alaska. That's because I'm sitting in it here. The Fleetstar F2070A, that truck is the one we discovered in the a little bit earlier portion of the tutorial a little bit ago. That is sitting in Black River because that's where it actually is sitting. Same thing with the Chevrolet CK1500, also in Black River, and the GMC MH9500. And for example, like this Don 71, it is in Pipeline Bay, which is a whole nother region altogether. I do believe a DLC region, but that vehicle is base game only. And real quick, speaking on that, if you're in this section or you're in the truck store in the garage and you're hovering over a truck that has, appearance like this that you see highlighted in the yellow, that is going to be a base game truck. So that when playing Snowrunner, that is going to be a vehicle that all players, regardless of if you have the year 1, 2, 3, or 4 pass, or any of the DLCs, those are going to be all your trucks that all players have, the ones that look like this. On another note, if you have trucks in your inventory that look like this, that have the little purple banner with the DLC letters on it, those are strictly DLC only. Either you have paid for these already, or you bought one of the season passes. That is the only way you can get these vehicles, unless you get one of the free packs of vehicles in the store for free. So now at this point, all you need to do is just start exploring, and basically you will find more stuff that pop up in your gameplay like this, and you will always find newer stuff to pop up like this in all the regions. This is going to have you go through a little bit more of the tutorial. It says you have a garage waiting for you here. This is your primary base of operations. So basically what that means is you're probably just going to want to drive around the front of the garage here. And all you need to do is basically just go discover the garage. And just like that says up top, if you want more tutorial hints and useful topics, go look in the game codex. Okay, everyone. Now, basically on a new note, talking about just some basic information and basic tips on the game. So, a couple of things to note that aren't really advertised anywhere, nor does the tutorial tell you, is how to turn on your headlights. Now, it is something that's very simple. Now, unless you're the type of person to basically mess around with all the buttons, which I'm sure the majority of players are, but for anyone that does not do that in the aspect of just messing around with everything and just wants to get through the tutorial and just knows some basic information, basically all you do to turn on your headlights is you hold in the left bumper for basically activating the gearbox, and then you press either on Xbox you press the B button, or on PlayStation you do the same thing, hold the left bumper, which is actually L1, and you hit the circle. That will then turn on your headlights. And then same thing, just to turn them off. Now, other than that, there's not really anything to know, other than the aspect that you can refuel using your functions menu. Now, I did speak on this aspect within co-op gaming in SnowRunner a little bit ago in this video. If you use something from your source that you have like on your person or in your truck, you have like an external roof rack, or you have some sort of spare parts in your truck bed, or just whatever you're hauling with you from your source, you would then basically select where you want to draw your fuel from, and then your target is the vehicle you want to fuel up. So like right now I'm sitting in the Chevrolet CK 1500. If I want that to be the target, I set that underneath the target section, and then wherever I want to draw fuel from, I set that underneath the source. You can draw fuel from other trucks, which is exactly why it shows up there saying I'm about to draw fuel from the Fleetstar F2070A. You can change that, and basically that will change to other vehicles around you, or if you also have any trailers, like fuel trailers, scout fuel trailers, that have fuel in them, you can also draw from them without being hooked up to them. And the same goes for mission-based trailers too. If they're mission-based fuel trailers, you can also draw fuel them from them and put them in your truck. However, there's some key points to know about that. Before you go and deliver them, make sure that they're fueled more than halfway at least. One of the updates within the past year or so of me making this video, the devs implemented a new system inside of the game to where if you use any fuel on a mission-based fuel trailer, then what's going to happen is you're only going to be able to use that trailer until it gets down so low, and then you're going to have to fill it back up before you can deliver it. Other few basic information things to know about the game. The game runs in metric units. What that means is it basically runs in liters instead of, gallons, or it runs in, I think it's meters, or, whatever you want to call it. If you want to just call it game distance, you can do the same thing. To change all of this, all you do is you go into your settings, and then you go into the game section, which is right here. Underneath language, it's going to be metric system. It can be either meters or liters, or you could have it gallons, miles, which me personally, I like the aspect where it's a little bit more game-like, so I personally leave it to meters and liters. Now, another thing you could do as basic information is your steering mode. You don't have to have a steering wheel to use this. Like, for example, with Xbox, you would use the Logitech G920, or if you want to use like a Thrustmaster wheel or whatever for playing SnowRunner, you can perfectly do so. But in the aspect, if you're using a controller, steering mode does not have to be set to controller. The only thing that this changes is when you have it set to controller, you will notice that when you steer, your steering wheels will stay in place wherever you stop them. However, if you go back into your settings when you already have it set to controller and you change it to steering wheel, you just saw right there that setting the steering mode to the steering wheel function, even if you're on controller, will basically give you a steering recentering automatically, which is a little bit more realistic because technically speaking, in a way, that's what would happen in real life. Especially if you're going around a corner or a turn, your steering would technically automatically recenter itself. Other than that, anything to note in this video is that Snowrunner is basically what is called a sandbox style game, meaning all the maps in the game that you see here, they're all completely open world and free roam capable. Basically, anywhere on the map layout you can essentially go, provided you could obviously get to it, depending on the harsh terrain that you're going up against. And it is very explorable. A lot of these roads that you see, even on other maps, they're mostly accessible from the start of getting on these maps, but sometimes you will have to clear road blockages, build bridges, build wooden bridges, stuff like that. Some places around some maps you just have random trailer stores, or you have random fuel stations, or even in some maps you will see they have what they call service hubs. Basically, that's where you go when you don't have a garage nearby or a trailer store to find a trailer with serviceable parts. Basically, all you do is you just go to the service hub, drive up to the little yellow box with the lines that go into a square, and basically once you drive your vehicle into that, your truck will get automatically repaired right on the spot. So, other vehicles that you get in this region is one, for example, the white Western Star 4964. This you will find in Smithville Dam. I do believe the task is called Fixer Upper, and I highly recommend getting your hands on this vehicle and all of its upgrades as soon as possible, as it is a very good starter truck to use from the base game. Another truck you will definitely find here in Michigan is none other than the Pacific P16. Now, this truck is a log carrier front and saddle high only. Here in the base game starting out, once you find this truck, I highly suggest keeping it, as it is going to be a very useful truck for you to pull saddle high semi-trailers, which I don't really believe there is a whole lot of other base game vehicles that offer such that. If there is, and then I am wrong, I do apologize on that. Other than that, the vehicles that I remember offhand that you start out with is the Scout 800, which you can find it right here in Black River, Michigan, just out scouting around. And then in Smithville Dam, you will also be able to find the International Transtar 4070A. Unfortunately, I regret to inform to any new player still waiting to find this truck is basically non-usable for this game, unless you are going to be using it for very limited tasks, such as tasks that have mostly paved roads available, or hard, solid, compact dirt, as this truck does not have all-wheel drive and no differential lock, so it is going to be almost useless in 95% of situations. Other than that, I don't believe there's any other base game vehicles you can find. Alright, well, I think that pretty much sums it up for this video. I hope this was very helpful to a lot of new players, or I hope that some already a little bit experienced players found something helpful on this. So, anyone watching this, I'm hoping that this video was very helpful to you. And I thank you guys for watching. And if you would like to, please feel free to check out the rest of my channel. I'm not going to ask you to if you don't want to. The choice is completely up to you. But if you do so choose to support my channel or even share my channel to help my audience grow and to help me build up a bigger subscriber base, then everything on the table is greatly appreciated. And yeah, again, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.